Hello everybody, welcome back to Mantel Farm for another one of our weekly apiary updates with myself, Josh and Roger. If you've got any questions or things you would like us to feature, then pop them into the comments section below and we'll do our best to answer any questions and to feature any requests in future videos.
Any plan just going through them and seeing what they're doing? See what they show us?
Yeah, I mean we're sort of trying to get some more super frames drawn, if I remember rightly.
Oh yes, we put those on
and
last week.
We need to get some more. Well, there's a couple of frames that need to come out of the Cedar box.
Yeah,
they're horrible, and we probably want to put some more foundation in because they'll have hatched another week's worth by now. Not many bees flying.
No, it's a bit cooler. It's quite pleasant actually.
Hello, girls. What do you think? What do you think you should go home, Rog?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we had a marked queen last week.
Nuke.
She's
number one.
Mated,
as it were. Move yourself, you silly girl. Right, where was it? There it is.
Anything in it?
No, it's just an old, well, practice thing.
Playing around.
It's not polished or shiny or anything. And there's the queen.
Yeah.
I think maybe she's reducing her laying because there's no food kicking about. So I think perhaps you better slosh a bit of syrup in here.
Yeah.
And that one feels very light. And yes, there's actually doesn't appear to be anything much going on there at all. Yes, they need feeding, this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got a situation where the bees that came with the queen cell were just in sealed cells. So any foragers that were with them will have gone back home, which is just over the road there, or will have died out now because it's taken longer than I've expected for the queen to get mated and laying.
Yeah.
So basically what we've got is a new queen that is mated and laying, but with a small force of bees, and I think they're probably concentrating more on looking after the brood than they are on foraging. So they're not producing a huge lot of brood, but they are at least keeping it warm and feeding the queen. But if we then just feed them some syrup, they've got a certain amount of pollen.
Yeah.
We feed them some syrup, and they don't have to forage for their most, the most important bulk food that they need because it's already in the box.
Yeah.
So it will help, and it'll also, because there's food coming in and the bees will then be sort of feeding it and feeding each other and spreading it around and concentrating it before they put it into cells, they'll be feeding the queen more, so she should lay more eggs, hopefully.
Yeah.
And get a bigger population in there, which will then make it worthwhile to move them into the WBC that they are intended to get into. And then we can get them built up for the winter. I don't think we get any honey from this lot this year because there just aren't enough of them at the moment.
No.
And the brambles are just coming to flower. So there's a sort of a 3-week period from now until the middle of July, I suppose, end of July, when the main honey crop will be coming in, and then after that it's just bits and pieces, and Himalayan balsam and ivy, the two sort of big ones I can think of around here, which will basically be their winter stores.
Yeah. So it's not long before we're considered. Well, they're already sort of thinking about winter, aren't they? But
Yep.
won't be long before we have to.
Yeah, and I mean things change as the day length changes, so the behaviour of the bees alters a
So
bit.
that brings us to our Polystyrene National. We've got a few bees in and out, which is good.
Yeah. Bit damp. Hence the wood lice.
Yeah,
May just be condensation.
it's been a bit wet
But it
and
has
humid.
been quite wet and humid this last few days, week or so, whatever. Anyway, there we go. Takes the colourboard off. Jars bees back into the box. Puts it down over there. Quick
Bit of smoke.
puff of smoke over the top, just to move them down out the way. Right. So this first frame, which I think we're trying to persuade them to empty out. So oh, I know. I see. It's an ordinary standard size brood frame rather than a deep.
Yeah.
So we want them to take the stores out of that. I mean, we could just shake the bees off and put it in the other one.
And give them some food.
Give them a bit of food. Keep them going. Anyway, we'll see what else is in it before we start making any rash decisions like that. And as with the previous one in the other colony, these not polished, nothing going on in there, no egg, no shine, no nothing. And there's the queen.
Oh yes, look at her. She's running about a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And there are eggs in the middle of that frame at the top, where she's now, more or less. And on this side we've got an awful lot of larvae and a patch of sealed brood.
So they are.
And a few eggs
This is
around
still a
the
fairly new
outside.
queen, isn't it?
Yeah.
So she's doing all right. And similar on
It's
that side.
different. I mean, she's more or less the same age as the one that's in the nuke, but there were more bees in this because it was an existing colony that we took the queen out of.
Mm.
So it had a foraging force left behind, and just shows the difference between having more bees and not having more bees.
Definitely.
So we had, what I've forgotten.
We had a couple of frames with loads of brood on, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we've got another one with eggs on, so I guess it's about 3.
2, 3, I would say 4 frames with brood on in there.
Yeah.
Actually 5, because the queen was on this one, wasn't she?
She was, yeah.
And there were eggs in that one, although not a huge number. So yeah, I think we got about 5 frames with brood in there. Ooh. Yeah.
Bit of condensation there.
That was a bit of rain, I think.
Oh, was it off the
'Cause
roof?
in the-
Oh, in there.
Fills the squares up.
And this is the older, smaller queen.
Yep.
We might be able to pinch them,
Yeah, I was thinking that.
pinch your frame out.
Yeah, there's a couple of drone cells. There's one there, one down there. And, yes, they seem to be more solicitous of drone cells than they are of worker cells. Which is odd, really, because they're usually in a cooler part of the thing, so they're probably not keeping them warm. And there we've got, again, emerging brood, a few drone cells, and sort of spaces have been relayed, and so we have larvae in these, and eggs in some of those, and little tiny larvae in some of those. So yeah, it's more or less what we'd expect. We've got the queen, spots
Oh yeah, she's been cleaned up quite a bit, hasn't she?
worn off. But you know, in contrast to the other one, she's sort of walking about and in a stately way.
That's how a queen should be walking around,
Yeah,
really.
that's
Checking
what
all the cells.
we'd like to see. But anyway, yeah, so you know, they're doing quite well. We did feed these a fortnight
true.
or so ago.
Yeah.
Because you know they were in a similar state to that other one, and they had a bit of brood, but very little in the way of stores. And look at them now. Oh, stuff ya! Oh, that hurt. Ooh, ow, ow, ow. Ooh.
Did you get it out?
Yeah. Right, it's decision time. Do we want to take a frame out and put it in there?
Ooh.
And replace it with a sheet of foundation.
Probably keep the numbers in this nuke box down a little bit, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Should we go for it?
Yeah, let's do it. And I'm going to take, I think it was that one.
Oh, we've got to check the queen's not on it. And transfer her over. Yeah, that's quite a good one, wasn't it? Mostly, virtually
It's nearly all capped.
all caps, yeah. All the right bars on there?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just being a fuss pot. Thing is, when you haven't done it yourself, and when the stuff's been moved about from here to there a few times, it's as well to check that the foundation hasn't bowed out and got caught. Very often you can catch it putting the bottom bars in, and
Yeah.
or it might sort of slip out of the sidebar slots sometimes. So you know, it's as well to just quickly look it over before you throw it in, because they won't care that it's wrong. They'll just do what they think they need to do with it. Puff, 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 puff.
Bit of smoke.
Smoke just washed about.
So what was happening in this one the last time? We added a super on.
Yeah.
With some part drawn
super
comb.
of, I think mostly foundation.
I think it
remember.
was, yeah.
Cut the drawn combs, right? Anyway, we'll just
Have a peek. So this top one's the one that we'd spaced. They'd mostly filled, isn't it?
Yep.
So we'll have a look and see
Get off.
what they're doing. Anyone wondering why the boxes are 90 degrees to the brood is we pop them on like that, with the sort of the theory that they might draw them more evenly, and that did seem to work, didn't it?
Did seem to work, yeah.
You know, girls.
Well, hi, Kiddie Winks. What do you think?
Hello. What are you up to?
Well,
Oh, they're still going.
yeah, still going. We're hoping that they'll
Start doing the same on this
start and concentrate on this one. Let's see.
one.
We might need to. Well, it'd probably help if we can steal some frames from these two nukes and put them in here, the same as we did with that one over there. So yeah, we haven't got a full strength brood nest here. So any sort of extra bees we can get in there,
The better.
the better. We'll get, if we can just put some baby bees in, some sealed brood, so that they will emerge over the next week or so. Those baby bees are the ones that are supposedly, the ones that are best equipped to draw wax. So
Oh, right.
that will release more of these bees to go and forage, and the newer bees will then be free, more numerous, so they can look after the brood and do the wax building and deal with the nectar and stuff that's coming in. Rightio, now, so you've got two frames here that just had stores in. One of them is a super frame that's only there because it had queen cells on it that I brought in. So that's that one, and that should be, it feels a lot emptier now than it did before. And we're hoping that they'll just take the nectar from it and
Yeah, and then we can take
put
it
it somewhere
away.
else, and then I can take it out. Well, there's no nectar in there. There's still quite a lot of pollen in it, but I think basically we're going to sacrifice that. We'll just see how they are for pollen stores in the rest of the box. But we want to get as many new frames in here, if not all of them, as we can this season, because it's healthier. It's all about animal well-being, as it were.
It's hygiene, isn't it?
Most of the bee diseases that we worry about are, well, both the ones we worry about and the others that we don't really worry about, they're all transmitted through the dirty old combs. So things like chalk brood and Chinese slipper, what's that? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, slipper brood, all these other things, they're all lurking about on the brood frames. So, we want to change them often. Again, we've got a thin and narrow top bar.
Is that the only one in there?
Here, which is the last one in this particular box, and it's got sealed brood on it.
Oh, yes, it
on
has.
this side, and sealed brood on that side, and it's, apart from the fact that it's the wrong woodwork, it's quite a good frame, that one.
It's nicely drawn and
still in there. So just have a look in that queen's cup. Nothing there, not polished or anything. So just a wax cup. yeah, so there's a little patch of drone brood. As you can see, it's well proud of the rest. Similar situation on the other side. You've got a lump of drone brood sticking out with a queen cup underneath it. So again, we have a look in the queen cup.
Not even
Nothing
polished.
doing. Can't see any eggs or brood in any of the recently vacated cells.
No.
So I don't know what's.
So that's the second frame? Third frame we've not seen any eggs in.
Yep.
But we've got brood.
We got brood.
So we're not panicking just yet.
We're not panicking just yet, no. It should be alright. And this one, I think we put this sheet of foundation in last week. And
yeah, they're starting to draw
they
it.
are drawing it. Yeah, got a queen cell on it already. Silly little monsters.
Any eggs in there? Is it just...
No, can't see any. Not this side anyway.
Are they playing out with the queen cells?
Don't know. And on that side we've got, oh yeah, we've got eggs on that side.
Okay.
Quite a lot. And this is another sheet of really new foundation that has gone in. And we've got lots of sealed emerging brood on there. You can see it's about to emerge because it's kind of greyish, and you can actually, right in the centre, near the top, there's a couple of bees actually just cutting their way out. And again, this is another new queen this season because the old one well, they were really quite keen on producing queen cells. So yeah, we've got again, we've got just a few sort of sealed brood around the outside, and lots of new larvae and eggs in the middle. And we've got the queen cells. Well, there's the queen. She's lost her marking if she had one.
Don't think she was marked actually. Don't think they probably didn't find her. And she's not running around. She's moving around nicely, isn't she?
Yeah, it's not bad. Right, just have a quick poke about there. In that one. You silly bees, get out of my way. I can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, nothing there. And they're starting to get a bit agitated. It's that camera there. They're all gone camera shy. That's what it is. We've got sealed brood. Mostly. We've got a few larvae at the bottom. And swizzles it around. Oops. Getting a bit spacey now.
Yeah.
Again, sealed brood. Larvae towards the bottom. Again. Okay.
I wonder why they're being... They were fine to start, weren't they? Looking good?
I was just going to say they're not following us out of the apiary, but the one took off from my microphone. It is a fairly sort of thundery feeling day. So
Sticky again, isn't it?
right, another one done.
It's done.
Lots of frames of brood. Basically, it was all frames of brood, wasn't it? It was what, seven?
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing all right, aren't they?
Yep.
They're bringing in pollen as well.
Almost filled one super.
Bringing in some interesting colours, pollen-wise. where does that take us then, Roger? Around to this one.
Blue nuke.
Blue nuke.
Poly blue.
Poly blue.
With the roof recesses full of rain.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, look.
What happened there?
Is that because we spaced it?
Yep.
So we made a space last
so we made
time.
a space and they built a fan of drone comb down into it. Not drone comb.
Is it worker?
Worker.
If they put any eggs
And
in?
it's laid in.
Is it? Oh, wow. On both sides?
Yep. I think
Yeah.
so. Yep.
Yeah.
Laid on both sides.
And that's what they do, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you've got space, don't put frames
You
in.
give them a space that they can get to do that sort of thing. Anyway, not to worry. Yeah.
Well, I guess that means they could have another frame.
We'll put another frame foundation. We obviously put one in last week.
Yeah, we did.
So we were hoping that they would actually take the stores out of this last frame.
That's why we moved it across, wasn't it?
And concentrate on the others, but they apparently decided not to bother with that. So we'll work that one out and see what they're doing with it. Yeah.
They've been laid in.
Not this side.
Oh, this is the one that was to one side, wasn't it? So the idea was that.
yeah, lady.
Oh, is it?
Nectar. Got eggs. Got young brood.
Oh. So much for her not going across the gap. She definitely has.
And see what we get up to with that one. And we will change this out because of the sort of holes and queen cells and drone patches and general mankiness of the frame, but there you go. We can go back in for a little while. Maybe as we got the feeder on it anyway, right? Give this lot some syrup. Try and persuade them to draw that foundation out quicker, because otherwise they'll probably make funny holes in it and it'll wind up not being up to snuff. Take all these bits off because, again, if you don't, then the bees will get trapped between these bits and the top bars, and you can't see what you're doing. And we come to this one.
Don't think we put. Did we put anything in frames in this one? We didn't. Did
I can't remember. Sod's Law dictates will be the best of the lot.
we? Yeah.
Because it's one that we didn't want.
No, because these were. The queen was from older brood, wasn't she?
Yeah, this is the queen from brood that was in the Cedar National, which we didn't really like because they're so swarmy that they get up to 3 frames of brood and then produce 20 queen cells and everybody leaves.
They weren't the nicest either, were
And
they?
they weren't really nice either. No. Anyway, we'll see. And they've got a sheet of foundation.
Oh, yes.
Which we'll probably add to today, I think, because again we want to make use of them at the very least, even if we don't like them. Again, no nectar.
No.
Maybe we better feed these as well. And the queen and a queen cell. Surprise, surprise.
Oh, and that is
charged.
It is charged, yeah.
I can tell that looking at it from outside.
Just how long it is. So they're doing their usual. This is what we
Looks
didn't
like
want.
it. Get off you. Anyway, so we'll have that away.
Sort of straight on it, aren't they? Clearing that up.
So there we are. Right, so done all that, and they all need, well, basically their nukes need feeding.
Nukes need feeding, yeah.
So, I mean, the only one that isn't definitely need of food is that one over there, and that one hasn't got a feeder on it anyway, but
Yeah, so it's this.
these two could do with feeding.
These
The one at
two.
the far end needs feeding, but that's got an integral feeder.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, do it like that for now. Yeah, so that should work.
Anything else we need to do? Just wait until next week and.
Just next week, we've just got to keep putting in foundation as they get strong enough to do anything with it. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, this one, the way it's going, we could probably put 2 sheets in next week and practically finish filling the box up.
Yeah.
But you know, it depends, of course, on the weather, which is supposed to improve a bit over the next few days. But just 'cause that's what the forecasters say doesn't make it true, ever.
No. Indeed.
So, you know, it's all, you know, just like beekeeping, it's basically guesswork still. Anyway, there we go.
That's it.
That's that. And we're all queen right, we've all got everything going on. You know, just a bit of food shortage here and there, or not shortage, but I suppose, I don't know, dearth. Not much income, something like that.
Yeah.
That needs to be addressed. And other than that, they all seem to be going along quite well.
That's good.
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy what we do here at Mantel Farm. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and to keep up to date with our latest videos here on YouTube.